Absolutely. Absolutely. But the times may be different. Maybe mine is going to be when I'm 23. Maybe yours is 27. It might be at a different time. But I knew that that's something that has to happen, for me. And I desired that because that's how I was raised to think. And also I wanted that because of continuity and legacy building. You need that, right? So yes, I know sometimes I think about it, I feel torn as well because I see women that are independent, like you said, they have education and they're doing what they want. It seems like they're happy, but I also know that it's not possible that you're by yourself and you think you're happy all the time. It's not possible. You lack. There's no relationship. There's no companionship. You miss that as well.
So culturally, so as a community, as a B1 family, Black people, I call it the Hotep community, but whatever. Us is right. We need to prioritize family. We need to shift how we've been taught. We need to understand why we were taught those things. Ah, Dr. Sabrina, I want to say times are different. Like we don't have to tell our daughters to be independent, but they're not necessarily different. So how can we shift this? How can we? What do we do to say Black men, you need Black women, you need Black men? What do we do to talk to how do we talk to our sons and be like, hey, it's important that you grow up and that you find a wife and that you build as a two-person and as a two-person household, because that's a team and there's more wealth in that. How do we rear our daughters to say, hey, it is important that you have, a good mind, that you have a good character about yourself, but that you make room so that you can have a husband so that you guys can come together? What does that look like? Is that something that we can do?
Absolutely. I think it's something to do. And it starts with conversations like the ones that we're having right now. It begins with a conversation. Now, what I heard Aisha say, I don't know about everybody else, is in her culture, certain things are taught. And I think right now the conversation, to Shala's point, is a lot of times, what are we teaching our young girls? We're teaching them to be independent. Are we teaching them to be wives? You have to be taught how to be a wife. I've been married 30 years and I'll go around with anybody on this thing or this topic of marriage. That's not something that just because you stand up at the altar and say, I do, because you felt all warm and fuzzy about this guy, hey, you're going to be a wife. No, that's not how that works. You have to learn. You have to become. And those are conversations. And quite honestly, even though I was reared around people who were married, I had examples, I saw those things. It was totally different when I became a wife. That's something I had to grow into, and I'm still becoming, because there are some days, I tell you, there are some days when I'm wondering if I can need to go back and read the fine print on that contract. But I'm just saying,
Tell the truth and shame the devil. True.
Yeah, that's my truth. That's my truth. Hopefully my husband will never see this video. But anyway, but again, in all seriousness, that conversation. Now, I heard you say, Dr. Lene, that in the Pale culture, young ladies are taught, you go to college, and if you get the degree, it's okay. But what you must get is the mate. That's the mission, the mate. We don't have that conversation. So, I think all of this starts with a conversation around what is it that we're trying to do.